Here in Mrs. Mac's Pie Factory in Perth, over 300,000 pies are made each day. And in this factory, the robots seem to rule supreme.
Mate, this is military industrial alien overlord automation where the robots are running everything. How many pies do we see going through each hour?
15,000.
Wow. So about 4 every second. Oh, wow. Absolutely astonishing.
Now, it's time to meet the real star of this recipe.
This is where we keep our uncooked mince.
All the stories they told us in primary school, they'd say they'd throw in bits of hoof or something, but this actually looks like just straight minced meat.
There's a beef trim.
There's nothing else added to it?
No.
They lied to me in kindergarten. Oh my God, who would have thought such a thing?
Beef trim refers to the lean meat and fat left over after the larger cuts are removed.
So we can take one out to the kettle.
Using trim means that less of the animal goes to waste.
So these are steam jacketed kettles. The steam injects around the kettle, and that's where the heat comes from. So now it's ready. It's telling us we can add the beef.
Mate, you need a bit of force to lift up 180 kilos. For a minute there, I thought you were going to do a Superman thing. And look at it coming in. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Oh, come on, gravity always wins. Oh, look at that.
But that's just the first of several loads of beef.
Come on, baby, you can do it. Oh, so there's still room for the human touch.
Occasionally. So I'll press yes.
Right, we have to obey the overlord intelligence that is the machine. We shall obey you, great kettle.
Time to add onions, Worcestershire sauce, and the mystery seasoning of unknown origins.
Oh, smell that seasoning. Ah. Okay, so we've added all the ingredients. So what's the next stage now, Dr. Nathan?
So now we're jet cooking the meat. So it actually injects steam into the meat. It cooks the meat very quick. And now you've just heard it shut off. So it was that quick. We've nearly finished, so now we need to do the starch and water.
Right, okay.
The reason we add the starch is we want to get a thicker consistency. Once it hits a certain temperature, the starch activates.
So that's how you've added the gravy into the meat?
Correct. That's how you thickened it up.
I think that was what my mother forgot to do when she made me those meat pies at home. She forgot to add the gravy.
We can have a look at what's inside and just check how thick that sauce is.
Oh my gosh! That looks just like a good, healthy pie filling.
That's the final product.
Overseeing the next stage of our pie journey is David. With over 40 years of experience, he has a penchant for pastry.
Here we've got the top pastry ready to go. So we'll just put this straight in the hoist, which will take it up and chunk it up and bring it back down on the extruder.
This massive blob of dough will be transformed into thin and eventually flaky pastry.
But I haven't done that for ages.
We're going to cut it up into small chunks.
Yep.
And then we run it through another guillotine to do another final cut.
So,
then it goes down into an extruder, which is 2 wheels up the top, pulling the dough in, and then it'll go back down onto a conveyor belt.
Can you imagine the people doing this up these enormous TV antennas, hundreds of metres up in the air?
So you can see we've gone down from roughly 8 centimetres thick down to about that 3-4 centimetres.
About 3-4?
Yep.
Okay.
And then the next process, we'll flatten it down even more.
So you're down to about 1?
1.
One?
Yep. Then we'll layer it up now. So we'll put 10 layers on top of each other. The belt comes out, drops one on, goes back, loads up the next one, and brings it back out and drops it down again.
Do you have a special name for this machine?
We just call that the retracting belt.
I'm kind of thinking magic carpet.
Magic carpet sounds great to me too. Then we'll actually squeeze them together, put a bit of pressure on them. When we squash it down, every one of those layers is going to have all that margarine marbled all the way through. We'll actually be down to our desired pie thickness, which is around that 4 to 5 mil.
So what's this?
So this is the docking system.
It looks weirdly diabolical with all those potentially harmful... You would not want to get your hand in there.
That's correct. It's actually putting a hole in the pastry so the steam can escape during the baking process.
Oh! Where does the steam come from? Is it from the water vapour in the pastry or the filling or...?
The steam's coming from that margarine.
But isn't margarine mostly fat and only a little bit of moisture?
A little bit of moisture, but all that will create a little steam pocket and give you the puff pastry lamination.
Right.
With the bottom pastry stamped into pie tins, we've finally reached the moment of truth.
Wow. Is that pie filling, is that coming through under pressure or by gravity?
It's gravity fed, but it's pushed out by a piston. So it fills a void, the piston comes through, deposited it out.
Right.
The filling accounts for roughly half the weight of the pie. And for this particular pie, there's about 100 grams of the brown stuff.
They seem to be doing it consistently and evenly.
Yeah, consistency is the name of the game.
Now, the marriage of the top and bottom pastries.
But in the next process here, we actually stamp the two together. And then we actually come up the other end and we actually remove the pastry that's in the middle there.
Ah.
So you can see they've all been cut out.
Yeah.
So we'll actually strip that off before they go to the oven, and we can reuse some of that back into our bottom doughs.
And then where does this go now?
These will go straight into the oven, and then we'll do a bake.
This fellowship of pies is now destined for their own personal fires of Mordor.
Oh my God. Wow.
An oven the size of which I have never before laid eyes upon.
Yeah, so this is our oven.
Wow, look at, that's huge.
Yeah, roughly 15 metres by about 4 metres wide.
What temperatures do you reach inside?
We're around that 260 degrees.
And how much energy does it use?
A lot, yeah, it's a lot. It's quite heavy on gas.
Right. I was wondering if it was possible to do some sort of heat exchange, like getting that
It'd be
heat
great,
coming
yeah.
out and then use that.
Be able to recycle it, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
So come on through and we'll have a look at them during the baking. You can actually look and see.
Oh, there's
make sure
pies
the
in
pies
there.
are going. Yeah.
Oh, it's starting to brown.
Starting to brown, and also you can actually already start to see that reaction where that margarine starting to become steam.
So it's a lamination lifting.
Yes. Here we can see the pies as they exit the oven.
Beautiful military precision.
Yes.
Thanks to a dough that was raised with hugs and tender loving care, we now have a flaky top.
We've still got the pies in the metal trays. How do we get
Correct.
them out of that?
So what happens here, Karl, is they actually go into a machine which actually rotates the pie. Some magnets will grab the trays, removes the pie from the tin.
The power of magnets.
Pies come back out on a conveyor belt,
Oh, here they come, the upside down pies.
and then they'll flip over.
That's clever. How would they have done this in the old days?
In the old days, there was a lot of pain, a lot of burnt fingers because you've got to take these pies out.
So they all look very similar. They're golden brown.
Yeah. Would you like to try one?
That is the important test, the taste test.
Let's grab one off the line.
Okay.
You can see that steam coming out there.
Okay, so half for you, half for
Cheers.
me. No zdrowie. I'm definitely getting your standard regular meat pie, genuine 100% meat pie.
Yeah, so you won't get much fresher than this, straight off the line.